Yeah, hello. I'm sticking another insert here. I'm doing this because, well, looking at this, I actually noticed something about this shape, which keys in particularly well to something I was talking about earlier, and it is this sliver down here, which can be well, it's actually another side of the pyramid. It's another side of the pyramid, and at the moment in 2 dimensions, it represents a small surface area. But this, of course, is a 3-dimensional shape as it's drawn in 2 dimensions. And there is the understanding by the artist that you could spin that around, and then you end up with this sliver down here actually being a very large area. So in that way, this can actually be seen as the leveraged growth that I mentioned before with this sheet, and the line coming up here like this. In addition to the fraction which is being retained, this is the leveraged growth which is achieved by exploiting the interest differential between the interest rates for credit accounts and debit accounts. Also, there's another way of looking at this this money tree. This just represents a surface area of 10 times the original amount of money that was in circulation, 20 times if you're going to include the debt. Broadly, you know, it saturates through here. It never quite reaches the top. It never quite reaches this top. But you can equally view it this way around, and you can imagine your money being, it's almost easier in some ways to view it this way around, and you can imagine your large amounts of money being put in here as credits, put across here as debts, back in here as credits, and a slightly smaller amount back over here as debts, etc., up to a point of saturation, but it never really quite reaches the top. However, during this process, and during the process of leverage and interest differentials, these amounts here are kind of growing. You know, they're growing like this. But it can almost be seen as passing up and over of wealth and of money. And of course, as it's going, you're accumulating mortgage attachments on properties. The banks are getting they're getting a foot onto land owned by you through the process of the financial system. They never owned the land, but you're finding now that they actually do when they're doing mortgagee sales. Hi, I'd like to say this as well. This is on the US $1 note, which is important because for it to be on the $1 note, it's an understanding of the whole of the financial system, looking at it as a single unit. And the money, your $1 note, for example, your 50 cents, is just like water kind of flowing through this system. But for this shape to be on the $1 note, it's telling, because it means that there is an understanding implied here of the entire system and who it benefits and how. And we hear about one world government and stuff, and you often hear the words World Bank and the International Monetary Fund being thrown around in sort of concert with that idea. And make no mistake, the fractional reserve banking system was set up by the Federal Reserve. They're the same people. They crashed the United States in 1929, and they're the same people who are crashing the world now, and they're the same people who set up the IMF and the World Bank. They're international bankers. They understand all this stuff, and it's now your turn to understand it as well. So, what does all this stuff mean? Like, your financial system's collapsing, being collapsed. You can see that the people who set it up in the first place are the ones who stand to benefit by all the mortgages on the assets being passed up to them as the oldest banks with the biggest war chests. What does this all mean? How is it useful to you? How can you protect your property? What can you learn from it? Well, broadly, just knowing about this is an extremely important thing for your own peace of mind. The financial system encourages a dog-eat-dog scenario throughout society. Your money, which used to be backed by gold, is now backed by another person's debt. And so if you want any value out of it, you have to have some poor other fella slaving away, paying off his debt in order for your money to have any true value. Which is straight out of the Matrix. Watch the Matrix. However, these guys, I think, have done us all a massive favour. Ah, shit, you can't see that. Yeah, maybe you can, just about. There we go. The tree of life, Like, basically, they have, through their abuse of it in the financial system, unwittingly given you a glimpse of it. And this is the shape of everything when it comes down to it. So we must thank them for this. Most of all, we must forgive them for this, because families are killing themselves in the US under financial strain. People are losing their mortgages, people are losing their houses all around the world as they cannot pay their mortgages because there is not the money going around to do it. And it's causing a great deal of strife for people who don't understand that the actual system is fixed against them. It's rather like the entire world's population going into one casino in Vegas and playing against each other. The house wins, and the house, in this case, are the international bankers who set up the financial system in this way. So there's two things. You could be real pissed off about all of this and you go and shoot someone, or you could see it for what it is, and you could see that actually you've got to support other people, and you have to support